everyone, get ready for a captivating journey that will leave you craving for more.
From exploring the depths of our world to understanding the human psyche, come join us on this adventure.
I'm Elizabeth.
And I'm Tyler.
And this is the Edible Attitude Podcast.
Hey dear.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
You're good?
I'm good. I had to think about it, but I'm good.
How was your weekend?
I'm busy.
Busy?
Yeah.
Why?
Christmas shopping.
Oh, it is that time.
'Tis.
I feel like I should have known that. I probably did know that.
I'm used to you not remembering what I do. It's okay.
You sure about that?
Yeah, I'm totally okay with it.
Fair enough.
How was your weekend?
Great. Work was work, because, it's work. Had to deal with some people. And, yeah, that's about it. Didn't really have anything exciting going on other than work.
That's exciting.
It's not. It's just work.
Oh, on Friday I had my work Christmas party.
Yeah.
And I was robbed.
You were robbed?
Yes.
Who robbed you?
Of the ugly Christmas sweater contest. I didn't win.
Oh, you did tell me that.
Yeah, I did. I cried about it too.
Well, you're a baby anyway, so it doesn't matter.
You're right. I cry about everything.
Yeah. Every little thing.
I do not. Don't be rude. So today, do you know what we're talking about today?
We are talking about whatever you brought to the table.
Oh, I thought you knew. I'm just kidding. We're doing conspiracy theories.
Oh.
I have some that are just typical run-of-the-mill conspiracy theories, and then there's some that are actually true.
Like debunked.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Can't wait to hear about those.
Yeah. All right. The first one I'm going to talk about is the one that makes me laugh the most.
Okay.
Is the flat Earth.
Flat Earth theory?
Right. Yeah, that just makes me chuckle.
Well, how do we know that's not debunked?
It is debunked.
No. We know it's not debunked because if the Earth was flat, cats would have pushed everything off the edge by now.
Correct. So it's been debunked. It's not a flat Earth.
That's fair.
Some people still think that the Earth is flat. There's a whole society dedicated to it. They claim to believe that the Earth is flat. Well, you walk around and the Earth looks flat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So it must be flat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has to.
And all the evidence that we have that it's a sphere is just, the government trying to fuck us over.
Well, yeah, because also, because if the Earth was flat,
yeah,
right, we wouldn't have mountains because it'd just be flat.
Oh, yeah.
We wouldn't be 3D objects, right?
Right, sure.
That's an argument.
The round Earth conspiracy is orchestrated by NASA.
Well, yeah, absolutely. They're the only ones that get to see up there.
Right. Yeah. So how do we know?
That's true, we don't.
So the leading flat earther theory holds that Earth is a disk with the Arctic Circle in the center and Antarctica, a 150-foot tall wall of ice around the rim. So basically it's the wall.
From Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Well, the wall thing is true, though. Like, if you go to Alaska, if you go to Antarctica, there are treaties set in place by every single nation.
Right.
That only scientific research or evidence can be conducted there.
Correct.
And out past the water area, there's a literal huge ice wall. What's beyond the ice wall?
The NASA employees say that they guard it to prevent people from climbing over and falling off the disc. So behind it is just...
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Does it?
Yeah. But where are the White Walkers back there?
It sounds like they just fall off the face of the Earth, literally.
Oh, into the nothing.
Into the nothing.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Do they have to break through the barrier, I'm assuming, that's around the disc?
There's really... I don't...
So there's no,
There's nothing.
There's no barrier.
No.
There's just...
We could just fall off at any given moment.
Oh, it looks like Asgard from Thor.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, neat.
Just nothing. So Earth's day and night cycle is explained by positioning that the sun and moon are spheres measuring 32 miles that move in circles 3,000 miles above the plane of the Earth.
Okay.
Yeah. And then the stars, they say, it was about 3,100 miles. These celestial spheres illuminate different portions of the planet in a 24-hour cycle. The flat earthers believe that there must also be an invisible anti-moon, that obscures the moon during lunar eclipses.
Did you say spotlights?
Yeah, that's what the stars are. They're spotlights.
Stars or spotlights?
Yeah.
Let me tell you how much that would cost. So much goddamn money.
Well,
That would.
that's why it's a conspiracy theory.
It's a wild concept. Yeah, where did that even come from? Like, who brought that up and someone's like, that's a good point, and then they ran with it, and then it was a huge thing.
Way back in the day, thousands of years ago, they thought that the Earth was flat, but they debunked that like before Columbus sailed. So it's been quite a while.
Okay.
So maybe they just went back to that and like, well, how would they,
How would they know type thing?
pretty much.
Like, how did they figure it out?
Yeah.
Because small brains, and they hadn't gone that far.
Right.
Like, if they had airplanes, which some people claim they do, because, Egyptians and aliens and all that, because they're connected, Anunnaki, Nephilim, yada, yada, yada. But how else would they know,
Right.
Because I don't think the majority of people ventured very far from Egypt.
No, not at all.
Not like they do nowadays. Like, people are taking 3-hour trips,
Well, it wasn't easy to just travel back then. Okay, this next one is really weird. And I feel like I could have probably dedicated a lot more time to looking into this.
Sure.
But I just kind of picked out a few things. There's this whole conspiracy surrounding the Denver airport.
Yeah, I know about that.
You do?
I sure do.
So what do you know about it?
New World Order.
Not just that. Some people say that that's the headquarters for the Illuminati.
Yeah, I've heard that. It's got a big evil like blue horse in it.
Yes. He's not evil. He's just
He looks evil.
He's got red eyes, I guess.
Yeah, that makes him evil,
Yep. So conspiracy theorists have linked the Denver airport to the Illuminati, the Freemasons, and other shadowy government operations for decades.
Like Skull and Bones?
They didn't specifically say that, but maybe.
Oh, okay.
They have it's got bizarre murals, they got gargoyles, and the ominous horse statue.
Sure.
Which coincidentally, killed its creator.
I told you, it's evil.
So the Denver airport conspiracy theory started when the facility was under construction. They went billions of dollars over budget, and they went a year over the time frame, and they thought that the delay was caused by something more nefarious than the usual difficulties of building an international airport.
Probably because of the demon horse.
Oh, it's got to be for sure.
Yeah.
The unusual artistic choices and a series of tunnels beneath the airport added fuel to the conspiracy theory's fire. The most persuasive piece of evidence for this theory is a dedication capstone at the airport's south entrance dated March 19th, 1994.
Wait, when was the airport built?
In 94.
In 94?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's been around for that long.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought that one specifically was fairly new.
Well, 30 years is still fairly new.
Not according to some people. That's old.
That's bullshit!
Well, then that must be ancient.
I'm getting there.
So, sealed beneath the stone is the time capsule containing messages and memorabilia to the people of Colorado in 2094. So, 100 years later. Which will be dead by then.
Aw,
no,
shitty.
It sucks.
We'll never know.
No, because I'll be 110. I'm not living to 110.
Same.
You won't be that old.
No.
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 Yeah, you'll be 103.
Yeah.
The granite marker depicts the square and compasses symbol of the Freemasons and the names of 2 Grand Lodges and their Grand Masters. While some have made much of this, airport officials say it's only evidence of the generosity of the local Masonic lodges that crafted and laid the stone. After all, that's what stonemasons do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's their craft.
Another related legend is that there are miles of underground tunnels and layer upon layer of secret buildings and bunkers beneath the airport, which the members of the aforementioned secret societies plan to use to ride out the coming apocalypse.
So they're doomsday preppers.
This is what the conspiracy theory is.
Okay.
But if you ask the people at the Denver airport, it's just offices and the tram that goes between gates and such. That's what runs beneath there. It's not anything nefarious.
Yeah, where else are you going to put the offices? Right in the middle of everything?
Right.
Like, the Denver airport's pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that so many people go through it, and it's a big open area.
It's an international airport, so it's very busy.
Right. Where else are you going to put offices?
Right. Some claim that there's a tunnel that runs all the way from the airport to the North American Aerospace Defense Command, NORAD, which is located 100 miles away near Colorado Springs.
It's probably so Santa can get there faster.
Right? It's probably so much easier going through the Rockies that way.
Yeah. Yeah, over it he would have to get some altitude,
right.
Lose some air. He's not immortal, even though he is in the MCU.
Yeah, sure. Others suggest that the underground layer may be home to something supernatural.
Oh.
Like extraterrestrials or lizard people.
That's probably true.
Yeah.
They gotta live underground. It's it's not offices down there. It's their home. They're paying rent. They're contributing.
Yeah. Are they?
Yeah. What else are they gonna do? They can't live out with us people. We'd freak out.
Although the airport acknowledges that there are several subterranean levels beneath the main terminal, including the trains that carry passengers to and from different concourses and a long-defunct automated baggage system. They say the tunnels only extend out to the perimeter of the airport, less than 2 miles.
Don't people go down there to use the tram?
Yeah.
So they would know.
Or it probably goes underground, like a subway. I don't know. I haven't been to that airport, so I don't know.
That's fair.
They also insist that you're much more likely to meet mundane office workers and billionaires in ceremonial robes, since some of the underground levels host work and office spaces. And they're adamant that any purported evidence of space aliens is just graffiti from mischievous employees, some of whom have been known to don lizard masks to prank unsuspecting coworkers and members of the media.
I'd be one of those people.
Say, you'd definitely be one of those people.
I'd just walk around scaring people, be like, "You done with your work today, Bob?"
Yes. And that would be, you had to keep it fun.
Yeah.
You can't just,
First of all, why the fuck are they wearing robes underground? Why? What purpose would that have? I would understand if it's like...
Your Masonic robes, That's what they're talking about.
Well, yeah, but still, why? Wouldn't they wear like a suit and tie? That would make more sense.
Under the robes, sure.
No, just in general. Why wear the robes? Just be like, I'm important. Oh, it's a dick showing contest. That's what it is.
That's pretty much what all those government things are.
Politics.
Correct. All right, so the next one.
Wait.
Yeah.
Free the lizard people from the underground.
Free the lizard people. Yes.
Give them free rent. We should start a motion about that.
This brings you back to that Doctor Who episode. Third one is the moon landing.
Like the moon landing we know.
Yeah.
Okay. The only one.
The only moon landing, yes. Mm-hmm.
Wasn't there two?
Was there?
Because there was Apollo 13. Mm-hmm. They landed on the moon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then didn't Apollo 11 go also?
I don't think they landed on the moon.
I thought they did.
Not as far as I know.
Just 13, huh? Maybe they went to the moon but never dropped down.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think so.
I'd have to look that up. Anyway, the moon landing.
Moon landing conspiracy theories claim that some or all elements of the Apollo program and the associated moon landings were hoaxes staged by NASA, possibly with the aid of other organizations. The most notable claim of these conspiracy theories is that the 6 crewed landings were faked and that 12 Apollo astronauts did not actually land on the moon. They think that it was all staged and it was videotaped on a soundstage somewhere in Nevada.
Yeah, I've seen something like that. I've seen a side-by-side comparison of someone on the International Space Station and they float through a door and they use green screen and shit, or they adjust a wire.
You're right.
But I don't know, and I don't care. I don't care enough to look more deeply into it.
Right.
Because I feel like if I did, I would lose my mind.
It's just silly that people feel like that's... If that's the hill they want to die on, let them. I don't care. Whatever.
Well, even if it is fake, which, again, I'm not agreeing or disagreeing, but even if it is, who fucking cares?
Right.
Seriously. Does that mean we didn't actually win the space race? It was all a hoax.
It was all a hoax. That's what they say. Various groups and individuals have made claims since the mid-70s that NASA and others knowingly misled the public into believing the landings happened by manufacturing, tampering with, or destroying evidence including photos, telemetry tapes, radio and TV transmissions, and moon rock samples.
We get moon rock samples from the rovers, though.
What would we have to gain from doing that?
I don't know.
So one of the things that they think proves it's they didn't go is that why did the U.S. flag on the moon flutter as though there was wind?
What? I thought it didn't flutter.
At first it did, and you can see there's a little wave. The flag that was planted on the lunar surface was hemmed at the top so that it hung from a horizontal crossbar fixed on top of the pole. And we see the flag move when the pole is twisted into the ground by the astronaut, which is true. And if you look at the picture, you can see that there's a bar so it stays straight out.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, you could see it move ripple a little bit because he was moving it. I mean, anything, even if there's not air, you're still gonna,
Right.
That's really all it was. It doesn't move.
It's the same as if you were to take like a moon rock and throw it.
Right. Exactly.
It moves.
Right. People are gonna find something when there isn't anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because there is no air resistance, any residual flag fluttering lasts marginally longer than it would in an atmosphere. You'll notice that the flag only moves when, or moments after, the astronaut has handled it.
Because the lack of gravity.
An atmosphere. And then they talk about how the shadows look wrong. What they realize is they're on the moon, not on the Earth. Different light source.
Right. And keep in mind, we're viewing this footage through old technology.
Exactly.
And it was not reliable. So there is a good chance that the video that was playing real time and when it came to Earth was off.
Oh, for sure.
By, I think, like 15 seconds or something like that.
Oh, I'm sure there's some sort of a delay. It's got to be.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's nothing really concrete. They're just people that are seeing things they want to see or not see as to why they think that it's faked.
I think it's understandable to view it that way just because, they don't know, whoever is assuming that it's not real, right?
Right.
They have no clue. But at the same time, they don't want to trust the government because...
No one wants to trust the government.
Yeah, because they're always doing shady shit.
Oh, yeah.
If it was faked, I could see it happening for sure.
Yeah, I could see it happening as well, but I also feel like that's very elaborate for 1960, 63?
Well, when you think about it, yes, you're not wrong. But when you think about it, Kennedy gave the American people a goal to all work towards.
Right.
To beat the Russians to the moon.
Right.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So everybody banded together. They performed better in their job because they knew it was going to help the program. So he rallied everybody to try to get, there first.
Right.
And if they didn't get there first, it would have been a huge, low blow to the American public.
Yeah.
So my thought is if they did do this elaborate plan, this whole elaborate thing, right, it would have kept the American spirits up, right? Because they won.
Right. Okay, because I was wrong. It was 1969.
Oh.
And so that was, sort of the Vietnam War. So of course they wanted to keep the American spirits up. Hey.
Yeah.
Maybe we're conspiracy theorists now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's okay. We just like to have all the information before we make a decision.
True.
All right, so the next one is about Area 51.
Hell yeah. Bring it.
What happened to us when we were supposed to storm it, a couple years ago?
People showed up.
Did they?
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened.
Yeah, and they're like, hey, if you cross this line, we're going to shoot you.
Oh, I guess I do remember that now.
There's a bunch of people that took videos of it, and they're like, hey, I'm at Area 51, who's coming down? And 50 people showed up. It wasn't a lot.
Wasn't this in 2019 or something?
I don't know.
It wasn't that long ago.
It wasn't, but it was hilarious to watch.
Huh. Well, I just pay attention, I guess.
No way in hell we would have been able to do it, I can tell you that much.
Oh, for sure. All right, so this is perhaps the largest alien conspiracy theory in the United States and has spawned more than a few movie plots and memoirs.
Absolutely.
Located in the high desert, it has been the scene of many UFO stories. And while we do know officially, as confirmed by the Pentagon in 2017, that the government does have an interest in collecting and analyzing anything that could be a threat to our aerospace, the exact work being done at Area 51 is still a complete mystery.
I think it's some high-tech shit. That's what I think.
Oh, for sure.
I think it's some stuff that they work with NASA and then they send over samples and develop high-tech gear for the Army, then, figure out a way how to monetize it to the public.
Yep. And anything, because it's in the desert, so anything that needs to be done without people around that could cause harm to people, I'm sure they do testing out in the desert all the time.
Probably on people too.
Probably. A whole vault of interesting conspiracy theories has emerged as the years go on. The most popular school of thought from conspiracy groups is that there are actual alien life forms from an accidental crash landing on Earth hidden in the hills of the desert being subjected to testing and experimentation.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Paul? My Name is Paul.
No.
So that movie, Paul, played by Seth Rogen, is an alien working at Area 51. It's a funny movie. It's interesting to see what would happen, you know?
Indeed. But, Independence Day is the same.
That's true. Very true.
Any alien movie. This claim was led by a farmer named William, who found strange scraps of metal and other debris on his property in Roswell, New Mexico in 1947.
Yeah, the Roswell crash.
Yep. After reporting the incident, the remains were collected by government-sent armored vehicles. Imaginations were officially running wild. Other popular thoughts, straying from alien conspiracy theories, are that the area is used for scientists studying time travel, teleportation, and are experimenting with ways to turn the weather into a weapon of mass destruction.
Cool.
How can you turn the weather into a weapon of mass destruction?
Well, they have a cloud maker.
They do?
Yeah. Yeah, it makes clouds. It's neat. It's this big, huge piece of machinery, and it pumps out a cloud every, hour or something like that.
Weird. I had no idea.
Yeah. So they could 100% weaponize it.
I suppose.
Well, if you think about it this way, let's say hypothetically, you put some sort of liquid, let's say acid, into the cloud itself to develop it. It would develop into a cloud and then cause it to rain, so on and so forth.
Right.
Destruction.
Fair enough.
Yeah, if you guys don't know about the cloud machine, you should look it up. It's impressive.
That's nuts. But how far can that cloud go?
Pretty far.
Okay, but that's a huge machine.
Yeah, I told you it's huge.
Yeah, but that's not very feasible to be able to take that somewhere, another country, say, undetected.
You're right.
Because it's going to be used more to control us as an American people as opposed to something else.
Right. But what if they engineered it to fit an aircraft carrier?
Well, yeah, I guess, technology's still young. They can still figure that out.
Make it smaller?
I feel like that's probably years away.
Sure. I agree.
But they'd have to test it out. And we're the guinea pigs.
Well, yeah. We're the American people. We're stupid.
We're amazing.
We're stupid and fat.
Speak for yourself.
No, the American people are all stupid and fat.
Well, we are American and people.
That's what I said.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm going to stop talking about that now. It is likely there is something secret and important happening here, but it is more likely we'll see a new aircraft with incredible speed potential or camouflage capabilities before we see any time traveling happening.
I feel like we have that.
You have time travel?
No.
Oh, super fast plane.
Right.
Yeah. I'm not sure we could really go faster than the speed of sound.
Not with that attitude.
That's bullshit!
If you are enjoying this topic and you would like to talk more about it,
you can find us at Edible Attitude or at Edible Attitude Podcast
on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. These next few are conspiracy theories that were debunked that actually happened. The conspiracy that during Prohibition, the government poisoned alcohol to keep people from drinking.
Didn't they just make it illegal?
The truth. Manufacturers of industrial alcohol had been mixing their product with dangerous chemicals for years prior to Prohibition.
Okay.
Yeah. So between the years of 1926 and 1933, the federal government pushed manufacturers to use stronger poisons to discourage bootleggers from turning the alcohol into moonshine.
Oh, I suppose if it's not the right ingredients, it's not going to work.
Right.
So they would know automatically, like right away when trying to, make the moonshine, that something was wrong.
But that didn't stop the bootleggers
or
their customers. And by the end of Prohibition, more than 10,000 Americans have been killed by tainted booze.
Well, shit.
Yeah, there are stories of these people going blind.
Oh, my.
Just dying these horrific deaths because they had bad alcohol.
Drank tainted booze, huh? That's fucked up.
Yep. Much of the illegal booze was sold in infamous night spots called speakeasies,
Yeah.
so called from the practice of speaking quietly about such a place in public or when inside it so as not to alert the police and neighbors. But yeah, there's this documentary on Netflix, something about the history of drinking or something like that they go into it. I still don't understand why they did the whole prohibition thing.
Wasn't it to obviously control the American public somehow? Right. But didn't they do it to avoid, did the war stop at that time? Is that what happened?
The war started in 1933, so that's probably what stopped prohibition.
Oh, okay. So before, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I never really thought about that.
Okay, next one. The business plot. Fascism in America.
Never heard of this one.
Yeah, I hadn't either until I was researching.
This is a real thing, huh?
It is. This actually happened.
Oh.
In 1933, Senator Prescott Bush.
So wait.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They poisoned everybody,
yep.
And then this shit happened.
Yes.
While the war started. What war? Vietnam?
World War II.
World War II. See, I always think 1942, but that was like...
They were in the middle of it at that point.
Yeah, I always think the war started in 1942, and I don't know why. For us, it
did. That's when they bombed Pearl Harbor. All that.
Oh, that's why I thought
Correct.
It started then. Okay.
We just didn't get involved in it until the 40s.
Yeah, we didn't get involved in it until we knew we were going to make money.
No, until Japan bombed us, then we got into it.
Yeah, then we can make money.
Oh my gosh, okay.
War is all about money.
It is. That's the only thing that people gain from it.
And oil.
Depending on where it is. So, yeah. So, in 1933, Senator Prescott Bush, father of George Bush Sr. and grandfather to George W. Bush.
Another Bush? I didn't know that dude was alive.
Well, back in 1933 he was.
I had no clue.
Well, of course, they came from somebody.
Well, I understand that he had a grandpa and a grandma at some point, but I didn't think he was like a prominent figure.
Yeah, he's a senator. They tried to create a military coup against President Franklin D. Roosevelt.
Oh, that's a wrong idea. And he's a boss.
Yep.
What's Prescott's deal? Why didn't he become president?
Well, probably because he tried to start a coup.
He tried to overthrow the government.
Exactly.
See, he's the one in the family that had balls.
Yeah. Against President Franklin D. Roosevelt and install a fascist dictatorship in the United States.
Well, that was going to end badly regardless because you can't fuck with FDR.
Apparently not. The plot included wealthy businessmen from Chase Bank, Goodyear, Standard Oil, GM, and the DuPont family.
Holy shit, a lot of big names.
Yeah. Marine Corps Major General Smedley.
What?
Smedley Butler. That was a good name. It's a good, strong name. Smedley.
The fuck were his parents thinking?
They weren't.
They thought he was going to be a girl, so they wanted to name her Melody.
Yeah, they had to put an S in front of it.
Smedley.
Smedley.
Smedley. Take the L out. Smedley.
He was asked to lead the coup. Apparently, no one did a background check before they approached him.
Well, yeah. Well, you can't at that time. The internet wasn't a thing.
Yeah, but they could still try to figure out.
I guess, but you know what they say. Paperwork's a bitch.
Smedley Butler, who was a vocal supporter of FDR, gathered evidence of the conspiracy and presented it to a congressional committee.
Hell yeah, way to go, Smedley.
Smedley. Everyone implicated in the plot fiercely denied any involvement, and no criminal charges were ever filed.
Sure.
The committee confirmed Butler's allegations, but was satisfied with having the conspiracy stopped before it started. The people who backed the business plot maintained financial ties with Nazi Germany until America entered World War II.
Well, thank God Smedley was there.
Right?
Because who else could they rely on?
Well, not the DuPont family, apparently. It's just, that's so crazy.
That shit never works.
It doesn't, because there's always someone that's willing to talk for a price. You can't trust anybody.
That's why money talks.
That's right. Absolutely.
And he probably thought, hey, if I could do something for the president, he may give me something.
And he probably did. I didn't go into it, but...
Or he was just like, fuck these guys. FDR for the win.
Yeah, that could be. Who knows? Smedley seems like a stand-up guy. He probably was just happy to not overthrow his president.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
Smedley.
He was in it to win.
Damn Skippy.
He didn't care.
This next one The conspiracy was the U.S. secretly employed Nazi scientists after the war.
That wasn't a secret. That was a real goddamn thing.
Yeah, it actually happened, but there's conspiracy theories that it wasn't true, but it's true. There are hundreds of mostly ridiculous conspiracy theories about Nazi Germany, many of which concern themselves with the idea that some high-ranking officials faked their deaths and re-assimilated themselves into society. I think that happened.
That didn't happen.
It didn't happen?
No.
They're all down in Brazil, in South America.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole, like, city full of Nazis still.
Full of, yeah.
Like,
well,
if you're any other color but white and you don't speak German, you better not go there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, wild.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they never faked their deaths. The American government was like, hey, you guys did really good work. We'll pay you. Come work for us. And they're like, okay.
While most of these theories are blatantly fabricated, some perpetrators of atrocities did re-emerge unscathed after the war. Indeed, it does seem something a conspiracy theorist would dream up, but Operation Paperclip saw more than 1,500 German scientists and engineers brought to the United States from Nazi Germany after World War II.
Sure did.
1,500.
Yes, that's a lot of people.
That is.
And then the rest of them defected to, like you said, South America.
Yeah, we just wanted the best of the best. So that's why.
We're America. We got to win. I'm pretty sure some of them are still working there.
Babe, this was 80 years ago.
They could still be there.
No.
The government's got some crazy technology.
They're dead.
How do you know? See, now you sound like a conspiracy theorist.
No, you sound like a conspiracy theorist. You crazy? The president at the time, Harry Truman, is said to have excluded anyone who was found, quote, to have been a member of the Nazi Party and more than a nominal participant in its activities or an active supporter of Nazi militarism from the project. So the really bad ones like Himmler and shit like that.
Oh.
No, they killed him, but I'm just saying. In reality, many made it through, including Dr. Hubertus Strughold, who was accused of conducting experiments on Dachau inmates and epileptic children.
Yeah, probably.
And Kurt Blom, the man in charge of the Nazis' plan to weaponize the plague.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Yep.
There's also talk that, and this has been depicted in a handful of movies and TV shows, that the Germans were searching for hands of God.
What would that be?
So, like, the Ark of the Covenant.
Oh, yeah.
They were searching for that. Something that had the power of God, like Moses' staff, or...
Kind of like in Grimm, where they were looking for that piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like that.
Gotcha.
So
okay.
they had this, like, secret fucking, group of people that were going through texts of historical records of where the shit may or may not be, so they could gain some sort of, quote, power,
Yeah, that makes sense.
But no idea if they ever found anything.
We would never know.
Yeah. No, we definitely would know, because I feel like they'd be the powerhouse now if they had, like, a hand of God with extreme power,
I suppose, unless it went down in Hitler's bunker.
I doubt it. Hitler was crazy. Like, they wouldn't let him have that shit. You kidding me? He'd kill everybody.
That's true. The secret intelligence program that brought Nazi scientists to America, the U.S. employed the services of these scientists to develop techniques for the investigation of Soviet prisoners, including the use of truth serum and mind-controlling methods.
Truth serum's a wild thing.
Yeah, that's kind of scary.
I don't know how it works, but science.
That's bullshit!
Or witchcraft.
Or witchcraft, either way.
This next one is kind of... I don't like it.
You don't like it?
I don't like it.
Oh, okay.
The conspiracy is North Korea was secretly kidnapping Japanese citizens.
How?
A long-held conspiracy theory in Japan had it that citizens were being kidnapped by agents of the North Korean government. Indeed, between 1977 and 1983, hundreds of people went missing from coastal towns in the East Asian country, and the nearby Democratic People's Republic of North Korea was blamed.
What the fuck? I've never heard of this.
However, the story seemed too implausible to be true, and with a consistent denial by North Korea itself and by the General Association of Korean Residents in Japan and the Japan Socialist Party, it became considered the stuff of myth.
Yeah, that seems pretty unlikely. I mean, they can't even take care of their own citizens.
No, when they can, they just refuse to. Yeah, it wasn't myth. It's true.
Oh,
In-
shit.
In 2002, North Korean leader Kim Jong-il admitted the country had abducted 13 Japanese citizens. A total of 17 are now officially recognized by the Japanese government as having been abducted, although the number could run into the hundreds. 5 of these abductees have been returned to Japan, but the country is, to this day, demanding answers.
What the fuck? That's wild.
And what made the theory seem so unlikely is that it didn't make any sense.
Right.
Like, why would North Korea kidnap individual Japanese citizens?
Right.
The theory is that younger victims were taken to teach Japanese language in North Korean spy schools, while older victims may have had their identities used by spies. They and others were likely killed.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So they did the old hitman approach. Take their clothes and run with it.
Well, yeah. But we're not going to really know anything else other than that.
Right. Unless they say something, but they'll never say anything.
No. I mean, I'm surprised he admitted to it.
Well, he admitted to a couple.
Mm-hmm.
More than a handful, obviously.
Right.
But not as much as they say. So
Yeah, where else would these people have gone?
maybe they went out to go get some milk and never came back. Or a pack of cigarettes. Who knows?
That's unfortunate.
It really is.
All right, I have one last one.
Last one, huh?
Last one. All right, so the conspiracy is the CIA ran a mind control program.
Okay. I feel like I've heard of this, but I've heard of the Russian sleep experiments.
Oh, that I don't know about.
That shit's wild.
Like, do they deprive them of sleep?
Yes.
Oh, no. Oh,
And
my
they go
God.
batshit crazy.
Well, yeah, of course you would.
Like they started seeing stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and they fucking freaked out. There's like shit on the walls and stuff. There was weird writing. People were hallucinating.
You need to sleep.
Yeah. Be cool if we didn't have to, and you could just like, power your body through it. But at the same time, I feel like you need your rest to recuperate your body.
And sleep is restorative. You know how grumpy I get if I don't get my sleep.
It's true.
And I need that. I couldn't imagine. I'd go crazy after like 2 days. Anyway, the idea that the government is controlling our minds is one of the cornerstones of conspiracy theory.
Yup.
But as far-fetched as it sounds, it has happened.
Yup.
From the 1950s, the CIA secretly and illegally turned human subjects into guinea pigs by testing mind-altering drugs. Some 10 years before Timothy Leary's experiments with LSD brought the drug into public consciousness.
So they tested with LSD before he did?
Correct.
Okay.
Theorists who had suspected the CIA capable of such practices were vindicated when details of Project MK-Ultra, as it was known, emerged in 1975.
Did you say MK Ultra?
I did.
Oh, I've heard about that.
I figured you had. Because when I was reading this, I'm like, that sounds really familiar.
Yep.
But I don't know what it was, and it was this. So.
I thought it was just some Iron Man thing because MK
is that where
is abbreviated for Mark. So like Iron Man's outfits are like Mark II, Mark III, MK. Right. MK Ultra, just if you said it now, just sounds like a feminine product. Like some makeup. Need some MK Ultra to protect your skin. MK Ultra. Live with it.
You're hilarious.
I don't know.
Many documents were destroyed, but the scope and some of the effects of the project came to light. The research took place at dozens of institutions, including hospitals, prisons, and universities.
Well, prisons are fine. I can see that. That's okay. Universities and hospitals, not so much.
Right. Many of which were unaware of what was going on. At least 2 people were thought to have died, one of which was Frank Olson, a 43-year-old civilian germ warfare researcher who was covertly given acid and later fell from a window.
Yeah, because he was tripping on acid and didn't know it. Probably thought he was going crazy.
Probably. That would be so scary. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Not knowing what the hell is wrong with you. And you jump out the window. I'm sure he didn't fall from the window. He probably jumped because he was trying to get away with some of his whatever he's hallucinating.
Yeah. Yeah. Or acid makes the walls all wavy and shit.
Oh.
So that probably freaked him out. Like, why the fuck is the floor moving?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wouldn't know what it was, but still, that's...
You can look up videos of what acid looks like.
Never have.
Me either. But some of the videos are like, what the fuck? I don't want to do this.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I never wanted to but still, like, that video just sealed it.
Seal the deal for you, huh? The Supreme Court later put it that the program concerned itself with the research and development of chemical, biological, and radiological materials capable of employment in clandestine operations to control human behavior. The project was the inspiration for the book and film The Men Who Stare at Goats, which I've never seen.
I've heard about it.
I think we need to watch that.
The Men Who Stare at Goats, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. My question is, why would you try to control the public with LSD and acid? First of all,
They just want to see I think really what it was is they wanted to see what effect it had on people and see if they could actually control people with it.
That's fair.
You don't know unless you try, right?
Yeah, a lot of stuff we know from like what the human body can do
Right.
is from the Japanese scientists experimenting on prisoners of war.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fucked up.
And with the Nazis in the concentration camps, a lot of things were tested on that too. Why do you think we brought them over here?
Yep. Is it really for the greater good?
No.
At least we know, I guess. But I feel like there's a better way to do it than just experiment on humans.
Well, people get upset if we test on animals. People get upset if we test on humans. Well, how else are we going to figure out what this stuff does to people or living beings? But I don't think you should be able to do it to people unknowingly.
Right. You should give them like a forewarning, like, hey, if you do this, we'll give you a fuck ton of money, but...
Well, that's just it. They don't want to have to pay them.
Right. Cheap bastards. Another conspiracy theory by the... what was it, CIA, right?
Yeah.
Is that... they worked with the cartel to bring drugs into California.
Oh, yeah, that's a big conspiracy theory.
That was an actual thing.
It was an actual thing?
Yes. The documents were leaked a while ago.
Oh.
You know, after so many years, they can release the documents to the public and let them know.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it was an actual thing. It actually happened. Like, the CIA paid the cartel to fucking move drugs for them.
Why?
Why? Well, because they wanted more money.
I feel like that's another way of controlling people.
Well, for sure. Because you put drugs on the street, drugs cause demand. Therefore, if you're paying for it, supply and demand, boom, you get money. Also, it can put more people in jail, which then generates more money.
Right, because our prison system is...
bullshit!
Absolutely. Yeah, I guess I can believe that. That's sad.
Yeah.
That's why people go to jail on stupid, petty things.
Yeah, well, some people need to be in jail. They need to stay there and learn that, you know, this is a tough lesson to learn, but you're going to figure it out. There's been a lot of people that when they go to jail and then get out, completely different person. And they're so much better because of it. And I'm all for that, the reformation of them.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there's like killers and rapists and all those guys, and they deserve to stay the fuck there.
I agree.
But like petty thefts or, you know, like mugging somebody without the need for violence that ends in a real bad way.
Right. Just kids.
Just kids being stupid, trying to fit in.
Right. What do we know? We're just some dumb fat Americans.
Hell yeah. USA. USA.
That's all I got for you tonight.
That's it, huh, dear?
That's all I got.
Wow, that was very informative.
Was it?
Some of these I didn't even know.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Yeah, that Bush one was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I had never heard of that one. These other ones were kind of like, you hear about it, but you weren't, you know. I don't get into conspiracies too much.
Like I said, if I did, I'd lose my mind because there's so many rabbit holes you can go down, so many trails.
Right.
Anything.
Mm-hmm.
You can find out someone thinks this way, so you're like, oh, I think that way, and then you just spiral out of control.
Yeah, and then you see another good point. You're like, oh, that's a good point. Oh, wait, that's a good point. And then you just, again, lose your mind.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, this was fun, dear.
It was fun.
Thanks for doing this.
You're welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Any day.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, thanks for coming. We appreciate you.
Very much.
As always, I'm Tyler.
And I'm Elizabeth.
And this is the Edible Attitude Podcast.